Today's episode is brought to you by Patreon. If you're interested in supporting the show, go to patreon.com/JoshuaVelas and become a $2 backer today and get early access to the new episodes. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below, but for now, on to today's episode. You're listening to the Augmented Experience podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Joshua Velas. I'm a student, musician, and a gamer at heart. Join me as I sit down every week to talk about all the latest news in the technology, business, and video game world. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, everybody, welcome back to the show. My name is Joshua Velas. I'm your host as usual, and obviously welcome back to the show. Today's episode 152 of the show, and before we get started, we're going to do a little bit of house cleaning real quick, because you guys know I always like to do it around here, and especially because given today's episode, it only makes sense that we do it, you know? Like, that's me saying this right now. I'm just being honest. Like, it only makes sense that we do it. So, I want to thank you guys for coming back and listening. It really means a lot to me, guys. Constantly keep coming back and you keep downloading these episodes. You keep sharing these episodes. You constantly keep letting me know how you feel, whether you like them, you don't like them, whether you like my stupid face or not. It's, you know, you guys always let me know. Like, you guys are very vocal. You guys are very active because, well, you guys vote the topics that we talk about, and that's usually how it goes. It's a very interactive show where you guys pick the topics, I talk about them, and you guys let me know if you agree with my opinion, you don't agree with my opinion, you know, provide different input on the matter. And I really appreciate it, because it really, really does mean a lot to me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I greatly appreciate all of you guys a lot. Like, I really do. I don't just say that just, you know, just to, you know, puff smoke out of my ass, but I say that because it's the truth. And I also want to thank the Patreon backers. Thank you guys. You guys are great. Even though there's only two of y'all, hey, you know, it's still two people, you know? Like, to me, like, yeah, I get it. That'd be cool to have a Patreon with, like, tons of backers getting thousands of dollars every month. But to me, I'm happy. I'm content with, you know, two. And if it keeps growing up, or I would say keep going up from there, then cool. You know, that's awesome. But I do want to say thank you to Patreon backers. You guys are great. Obviously, as you guys can, you know, clearly see, we're not in, you know, my house anymore. We're clearly back in the dorm. So now we're in the usual, you know, studio setup. So, you know, my nice bottle of Valentina in the background, my boom arm, and much more comfortable setup for doing the show, to be honest, if I'm being clearly honest with you guys. But I greatly appreciate it. You know, it's fun being back here. You know, I'm blessed that I get to have this opportunity to even be back here, and let's see what the semester holds, you know? But also, you guys can tell I have my nifty little hat on too, because as we go into the episode, I'm just being honest with you guys. I was going to talk about CES, but I realized that 2 days ago marked the 2-year anniversary of this show. And to be honest, I was so busy, caught up with things for, you know, work and traveling, that I kind of forgot. And to me, as much as I know people say like, hey Josh, I think it would have been a smart idea to cover CES, I just felt like, in regards to CES, I'll give my own personal brief rundown. I thought it's pretty boring as hell. Like, besides Nvidia showing off the 3060, AMD showing off the 5000 series for mobile processors, you know, also the 3000 series for RTX cards for laptops as well, I just didn't really care so much. And I felt this is just more important, because it's 2 years of doing this, and a lot has changed. Whether you want to believe me or not, a lot has. Let's see. In the course of, you know, from the 1 year anniversary to the 2 year anniversary, yes, we gained over 1,000 plus total downloads. We gained a lot of extra followers. Now we're like at 300 followers. And, you know, I got to meet a lot of cool new people. I got to interview some of those old people that I interviewed before, and we've had fun new conversations. But I think overall, like besides is also like getting better behind the camera or editing and stuff like that, because well, duh, obviously this is the first time we've incorporated video into the show. Like in the span of the 1 year anniversary to the 2 year anniversary, we started including video in the show, and that was like the big change. And now we're just improving the quality of said video and you know, making it more interactive, adding more things, obviously making the video quality look better. Because let's just be honest, if we're trying to compare my Canon M6 Mark II to currently my Fuji X-T4, my Fuji X-T4 blows that thing out of the water. Like, this thing is phenomenal. You obviously get to see the video quality that comes out of this thing because it's just, you know, exceptional. It's phenomenal that comes out of this thing, and it's great. And yes, I really am happy with having this camera because yeah, it makes things, you know, makes things a lot better to me personally, and I just have fun using it, to be honest. Obviously, we also got new microphones, we got the boom arm, and besides like all the technological improvements, I think it's also the improvement of me actually doing this. Whether you want to believe me or not, yes. If I look back at how I started, I was very awkward. I was very uncomfortable, even just talking to myself into the microphone, just in a room in the library where I would just rent a room. I would go in there and record, and I would just sit there and just look at the wall and talk, like obviously talking to my microphone, but I would just go in there and talk, and people would walk by and they would look at me like I'm weird. And that was a thing I had to learn to get used to, was to be comfortable doing that. And that was something that even after I'd done the 1 year anniversary episode, or like marking that, you know, a year of doing this, I still wasn't comfortable. I was still a bit awkward to it. I was still getting used to it. And now I've noticed it's like, hey, I'm much more comfortable talking behind a microphone, talking in front of a camera, looking like an absolute nut job doing this. And you guys love this. You guys, because I get to express myself. You guys get to see my facial expressions. You guys get to see the changes in my voice. Like, you get to see it in front of you, and you don't have to imagine what it looks like. And to me, that just means a lot, because that shows improvement. That shows progress. That doesn't mean I've, you know, figured it out. Like, Josh has got the secret formula and everything, because let's be honest, bro, we're not pushing boundaries here. Like, let's be honest. I ain't no MKBHD around these parts. I'm not some, I would say, dude that is incredibly blessed with the gifts and the talent and the resources, like, because the brother is. That brother's great at what he does. But obviously I don't have that. But what I do have is me being me, because I feel like that's really the most important tool, is being me, being my creative self. Having fun while I do these episodes is another important thing too, because I've mentioned this multiple times that for me, the show has definitely helped with dealing with a lot of stress, with dealing with a lot of anxiety, with dealing with a lot of depression, that it's helped make things a little bit clearer for me. It's given me, I would say, this kind of not escape, but it's also helped me do what I normally do, which is talk things out. Because I always tell people, to me, the best way that I always figure things out is I just talk it out. I just talk to myself. I just discuss. When there's something on my mind that I just can't wrap my head around, or it doesn't make the most sense, I just talk about it with somebody. And then I eventually realize, hey, it makes sense now. And that is something that I really enjoy doing this. And to be honest, yes. And the difference between the 1 year and the 2 year anniversary, yeah, I was depressed. I was still dealing with a lot of hurt from a relationship, and I was learning how to be content with my life. And yes, there was also other transitions, like becoming a CA and other things, like, you know, changing majors and stuff like that, which eventually we're gonna have to do an episode about that, because I feel like that's a very healthy conversation to have. But to me, it's just incredible, to be honest, that I have grown so much as a creator, but also as a person. And to me, that just means so much to me because it shows that, hey, you've grown. You've come to understand things a little bit better. And you realize that you still got to keep learning and growing, because if you just stay complacent, you're not going to go anywhere. And it's really fun doing this, whether you believe me or not, because some people always make jokes like, Josh, you don't you got a tiny YouTube channel. Like, yes, I get it. It's much different because the YouTube page is different compared to the actual podcast because, well, let's just be honest. Like, yes, it would pump the episodes to YouTube, but it would do the Spreaker stuff, but it was actually me uploading it. And it's a whole bunch of stuff. But to me, I have fun doing this. I don't want to go through like the whole, clickbaity thumbnails or, clickbaity titles and stuff like that, because I'm like, no, like, I get it. That's not how YouTube algorithm likes to play, because this algorithm is pretty stupid, because it has very specific things and very specific trends that it likes to promote, or very specific topics that it likes to promote. And for me, I don't want to do that. I would rather talk about what I want to talk about. I want to do things the way that I want to do them because I'm the one making the content. Like, yes, I love your guys' input. I love your guys' feedback because you guys help make all this better. You guys help make this process much more enjoyable, much more interactive, that you keep me on my toes, because the whole point of this is to always be on the pulse of technology, because essentially that's what we do. Talk about technology, business, the video game industry. And then we do the real talks where we talk about like personal things. And that, whether you believe it or not, requires for me to be on my toes, to constantly keep researching, watch videos, do my own homework. And, especially for like the real talks, do my own readings and catch up, which, to be honest, I've been pretty lazy on. Now, it doesn't mean I've been lazy on the real talks. Trust me, I have not been lazy on those. I really was thoughtful and intentional with those, because I've told people all the time, with me, the real talks are my most thoughtful and intentional episodes I make. Yes, I'm thoughtful and intentional on all these episodes, but the real talks is where the real money's at. That's where I'm being honest with you guys. The real talks are where the real money's at. And those are the ones that I have the most fun doing. But for me, this is fun. I love doing this. Now, where do we go from here? 2 years of doing this stuff. What's the big plan for 2021, Josh? Like, what's the game plan, champ? And to be honest, that's a tough question to ask. I know it's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to schedule more interviews, or yeah, I'm going to improve, try to add different, touches to the videos and stuff like that, or find a way to spice up the formula. But I don't know, because I don't know what the future holds. I don't. I'm not going to pretend and tell you like, yeah, I can tell you what tomorrow holds, because even that I can't tell you, because to be honest, I could die tonight. Like, and I know some people say, whoa, it's pretty edgy there, fam, don't you think? And it's like, no, it's the truth. You're not guaranteed another day. So be grateful for the day and the opportunities that you have right now. And to me, I'm incredibly grateful for all that I have right now, because this is what I love doing. I love doing this. This is so much fun for me. I know it doesn't sound like it with my voice, but it really, really is, guys. And I can't thank you guys enough for everything. I really can't, because you guys are just great. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so, so much, because you guys have made all of this possible. And I greatly appreciate it. And I thank you guys for it. I hope that you guys continue to be with me throughout this journey, because we're basically on the road to the 3rd year anniversary, which, like I said, it's going to be crazy if we get that far. And I don't know how many episodes we'll get throughout this year, but I hope that you guys continue to be with me on this ride. I hope that we can hit over 3,000 total downloads. That would be awesome. I hope we can increase the Patreon backers, maybe to 10 people. I hope that I can land some cool interviews with maybe people like Renee Ritchie, or somehow by the miracle of God get like MKBHD. But it's always one step at a time, baby steps, but I am incredibly grateful for all that has happened. This has been a good year, to be honest. In terms of the show's growth, it's been a great year. And I can't thank you guys enough for all of it, because you guys helped make all of it possible. Because you guys download the episodes, you guys share the episodes, you constantly let me know how you feel about these things. And you allow me to be me. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Because you have given me the liberty to express myself freely. You guys have given me this stage, this opportunity to entertain you, to inform you, to help, I would say, increase your objectivity when it comes to having these kind of conversations of technology. And for me, I really do appreciate it, guys. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. I honestly can't imagine if I wasn't doing this, It's weird because it's like I've done this for 2 years now. 152 episodes in, 2 years of doing this, 2,000 plus total downloads, 300 plus followers. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. It's kind of crazy trying to get my brain to wrap around it, because like I said, with everything going on, I really haven't been putting so much thought about it, because I'm being honest, this episode is clearly off the hip. Like, this is just me talking like off the hip, like just fully, like no script, no thoughts planned out, just go for it, but it's definitely one of those moments where it's just nice to savor it, where we made it this far. Let's keep going forward, because that's really all we can do. Like, that's legitimately the only thing we can do in a lot of these situations. Just keep moving forward. And I hope you guys continue to keep going forward with me, because 2021 is going to be a great year. Like, I know things have been a bit rocky on the other side of things, but I think this will be a great year. This is a great year for personal growth. This is a great year for, growth as a professional. Every new year is an opportunity to do something new, to improve, to grow, to expand, to do whatever it takes, come hell or high water, to essentially learn to be more content, Like, to me, that's always been kind of one of the end goals, is like, learn to be content. And that's something that I'm going to be doing throughout this entire process, this entire year. Besides getting better as a creator, or landing new interviews, or talking about the latest news and doing other things. But to me, focusing on myself is definitely one of the biggest things that I hope that you guys see, that I hope you guys notice, and that I'm also going to be encouraging you to do the same. That I wouldn't tell you to do something if I wouldn't do it myself, But I thank you guys for everything. I thank you guys for your opportunity to entertain you, to inform you, that you guys take times out of your busy days and busy schedules to listen to my show, to download my show, to share these episodes, to do whatever it takes. And I thank you guys for all of it. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for this wonderful opportunity you guys have given me for these past 2 years, and cheers to many more years going forward. I know this episode came a little bit late because of technical issues, but I'm glad that I got to get a second chance and do something a little bit better, in my opinion. It was definitely more important than talking about CES. Even though, yes, I'll still cover it, but I felt this had to be done, because to me, this is an accomplishment. It's an achievement. 2 years. So let's celebrate. And I thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys continue to be with me. Granted, some of you might drop off. We might gain new followers, but that's how it is, But it's going to be a very fun ride in 2021. I hope you guys enjoy all that I have in store or in reality, what we're going to be figuring out throughout the year. Because some people say, yo, let's just plan out the whole year in advance. And I'm like, bud, that's easier said than done. But this is going to be a fun ride, guys. And I hope you guys love all the content that I bring you guys this year. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for your time, your love, your support. It really does mean a lot to me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, I apologize, it's a bit late, but I hope this shows that, hey, I wanted something a little bit more heartfelt, more intimate, and I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. I love you guys to death. I will see you guys Friday for Friday's episode. But until then, guys, please be safe. Continue to take care of those around you. Don't do anything dumb. Please have a safe and wonderful week at your jobs or wherever you find yourself. And I will see you guys Friday. Thank you, guys. I love you guys to death. Bye, guys.
Hey there. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and listening to today's episode. If you're interested in supporting the show, whether it be financially, clicking the follow button, or just sharing the episode, it all works for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I love you guys to death.